Hi everyone, this is Laura and welcome to my channel. I hope you're all having a very blessed day today. I have a project I would like to share with you guys. Um, this is yet another project that I have finished quite some time ago but was not able to share yet, and I am ready to share with you what I made. And again, this project has one second guys, I'm trying to take it out this little bag here without getting my little image messed up. I did make some flowers that I do plan to share on a tutorial using certain dies in this collection, and I will get to that when I show you the project. Now for this project I used my Diamond Dies circle nesting dies. I also used the Diamond Dies mini album steampunk gear die, and this really is such a sweet size for mini albums. I just love it. And this is the steampunk gear mini set, which I also used, which is one of the newer dies. Well, actually all of them are part of the last release that Diamond Dies did for their release. I'm so sorry guys, I know I'm zoned out. Yes, so I used those dies, and one of the ladies on YouTube had asked a question about the Diamond Dies mini albums. Would they fit through most of the compatible die cutting machines that are out there? And to answer that question, and I have mentioned this before, but I do realize that some of you may be tuning in for the first time. Diamond Dies, all the dies at the sale are always compatible with all the die cutting machines that are out there. They're never more than 6 inches wide. They may be 7 inches long, 8 inches long, 9, 12, 24, but they're never more than 6 inches wide. So yes, they will fit in all die cutting machines with ease. So as far as the mini album dies, for instance, the circle dies, the nesting dies, all the dies fit just fine in the die cutting machine. So no need to worry about, will it fit through your Big Kick or your Big Shot or your Cuttlebug or your Vagabond or your Vintage. Yeah, it will do just fine with all die cutting machines. The dies will always fit. And for this mini, I have to tell you guys, I really struggled making this mini, only because I didn't, at first I wanted to do a boy themed mini, but then being that I've never done anything steampunk ever, I figured why not give it a go. Plus I was going through my paper stash and I realized that I still had this in my stash, and this was one of the first, I believe it was one of the first steampunk paper collections that Graphic 45 had released, and it's called Steampunk Debutante. And my sister actually had gifted one of these pads to me, and not realizing that I had another one, I decided to use one of these pads for my mini album, only because I really don't know what else I would use these papers for. Although they're gorgeous and they would make great projects, I mean, I just thought they went so well with the steampunk gears. I mean, come on, if they were not made for this die, I don't know which die they were made for. And I also wanted to share that I did kill another paper stack. I used all the papers except for a few of the cutouts and one sheet of paper, which was this one right here. And so I just added that, and I did borrow I did use 2 other sheets from this paper pad to create this mini album that I'm about to share with you. So this is my front cover. To start, I did cut all these pieces out of chipboard, and then I added some eyelets, and I punched holes, and I added this, I don't know what they call these, but I call them the little ball clasp. This is the clasp that I have holding my mini album together. And on that clasp, I use one of these Tim Holtz, I don't even know what they call them, but one of these little Tim Holtz metal pieces. And to that, I made a chunky charm for the mini. I added a hinge. I also fussy cut some of these butterflies from the paper collection, and I added some glossy accents to that. I added a little gear. Over here I have a little charm that I de-stressed a little bit with some bronze, and it says Dream. Over here I made a charm, and I added a little googly eye and some wings and another charm. And then here I made this embellishment by taking the bottle caps from my stick pins and my chunky charms, and I just flattened it out with a hammer, and I added a brad to the center. Underneath that I put some, I added some punchinella, and then on the flip side I made a bottle cap with that image. And I did forget to put an epoxy sticker in here, but I do plan to put an epoxy sticker there instead of the glossy accents. And that's the charm for this mini. So this is the cover. And for the cover, basically what I did was I fussy cut this image from one of the papers. I have her on a whole bunch of Pop-Tarts. Behind her, I added some punchinella. And after I glued the punchinella down, I used my heat gun to kind of distort it and melt it and make it all crunchy. Here, next to that image, I created a steampunk gear flower, and I will be doing a tutorial on this as well. As you can see, I have lots and lots and lots of layers. I wanted to put a flower in the front of the mini album, but I did not want it to be a flower. I wanted it to be steampunky. So what I did was I took the gears, I cut out several of these layers, then I sprayed them with my Lindy Stamp Gang, and then I took another one of the Diamond Die Steampunk smaller gears, and I added that to the center, and then I added this little metal piece to act like the center of the flower. Underneath that, acting as leaves, I took one of my metal pieces that I had in my stash, and I cut it in half with my clippers, and I added a leaf here and a leaf here, and then I added another flower. And basically I did the same thing. I just had multiple layers that I glued together, and I don't know if you can see that. If you can see the flowers. And I wanted to also add a little center to this flower, so I took a little bee charm that I had, and I also colored the metal in with my Pro markers in reds, blues, and greens, and some of it stayed on. And guys, just in case you are tuning in for the first time and you don't know this, whenever you have any metal pieces and you want to change the color of them, the alcohol markers such as Spectrum Noir's Pro markers, Laser Tech markers, or Letraset markers rather, Copics, they will all do the job. So if you don't have the color you want, you can always change it. And here is another one of my bead caps that I flattened out, and again I colored it with my Pro markers, and then I added a little metal brad to the center of it. And it is very teeny tiny. It just looks big because of the position of the camera. On the next page here, again, cutting out those papers, I sprayed it with my Lindy sprays. And I want to give a special big thank you to Sybil, who was so kind to pick up and send me some of this metallic-y trim. This trim made my album, Sybil, and I could not have finished it without your kind and sweet heart, because I really wanted this trim for this album. So thank you so much, Sybil, wherever you may be today. It was such a blessing. It really was. So over here I have the little butterflies that I fussy cut from the paper line, some more smaller metal gears that I had distressed and colored. Here I have some chipboard gears that I used my Diamond Dies gears to cut out. I fussy cut the little light bulb and wings. And although I loved making the album and I loved trying steampunk for the first time, I gotta tell you guys, honestly speaking, the steampunk stuff scares me. It's kind of creepy. So my idea for this mini was I wanted to make it steampunky but not so creepy, kind of add a little glam to it. So I fussy cut some of the roses. Again, I added some of the metal gears that I had in my stash, and again I colored them with my Pro markers. As you can see, that one's red. This one I left the color that it originally was. And then I have this little metal piece here. Now this metal piece, I believe this was gifted to me by either no, I think it was Cynthia, the Scrappy Bookworm. It was either her or Marla. And no, this one was I think this was the one. I combined 2 packs and now I can't remember. One was definitely from the Scrappy Bookworm, Cynthia. Hi, Cynthia. Thank you so much for those metal pieces. And the other one was from Marla H. Thank you so much, Marla H. You are a sweetie. Then for the second page, I used my Diamond Dies circle, nesting circles die. And I also used my gear embossing folder. And over here, if you hear any noise in the background, I do apologize. My daughters are going crazy downstairs in my bedroom and I can still hear them up here. Here I use some more of that beautiful bronze trim that Sybil was nice enough to send to me. Now I did notice that one of my eyelets had popped out, probably because of the treatment that I did, so I will be fixing that at some point today. Here I have a little clock, a butterfly, more gears, again another one of the gear flowers that I have made to kind of soften it up but still keep it punky. And then I added another one of the Diamond Die gears to the center. I sprayed it all with my Lindy sprays, and I also colored all the gears on this page with my Perfect Pearls. I fussy cut this from the paper collection and added a little metal word that says special. And that's that page. This page over here I left as either a place for photos or journaling. And I did stamp, actually it was so funny because I actually have one of the Hampton Arts Graphic 45 stamps that's steampunk. I did not remember that I had that. It was gifted to me by my cousin who had picked it up for me. And yeah, it was a happy surprise. For this here, these gears here, I also stamped out. These gears were from Hero Arts, as was this word genuine. And then this is one of the fussy cuts from the paper collection. Again, some more of the gears that I colored with my Perfect Pearls. Some more metal pieces. I added this little metal piece to the butterfly's body. I fussy cut the body as well. And again, more stamping stamped images. I stamped out the number 1 and original and more gears. And this all came from that one, well, actually 2 Hero Arts, the Steampunk stamp set and the All Boy stamp set. Then for this page here, I created a pocket with this adorable mesh trim that Sybil has sent me. Again, thank you so much for that, Sybil. I thought she was only sending me the silver, and it turns out she also sent me some, it's like a metallic copper or bronzy color, which worked beautifully for this album. I can't say how much it saved me because it was the perfect trim for this mini. I did add one of the metal pieces, and then I added another one of the metal pieces, and hopefully that you can see there. Here I have another one of those steampunk flowers that I made, and I also colored with my perfect pearls. I added a little blue bling center to that, and then I fussy cut this little butterfly here and this little butterfly here. I added some charms to the flower that I made, and the metal filigree that I mounted the flower on. And again, I made these little charms using one of the butterflies, one of my gear charms, and another googly eye. And then on this one, I just added a gear and a music note. And I glued those two together. You can pick that up, sweetie. On the inside of the pocket, I have these little cutouts here that you can use to either journal or place a tiny little photo on. Then here I created another little photo mat. On the cover, I have a lot of the gears that I cut out of chipboard and cardstock, and then I colored them again using my perfect pearls and some Lindy Stamp Gang sprays. I took one of my metal charms and some wire I had in my stash, and I twisted it all up, and then I added this little owl piece, and this was sent to me by Lydia, who's I Triple Dog Dare You here on YouTube. Thank you so much, Lydia. I've had it in my Happy Vault for quite some time, and I didn't want to take it out, but I thought it would look really cool on this project, so I went in my Happy Vault and finally put it to good use. Underneath that, I have some more of that blue punchinella that I cut out, and then on the inside here, this, oh, I'm so sorry I dropped that. And then this I cut out using my nesting circle dies, also from Diamond Dies. So you have a place for 1, 2, and another photo in the back. And this tucks in right here. And the little die cut pieces can either go in the front or the back. And then that's how that page rests. On